beverage, gain practical skills in food innovation, branding, finance, certification, and business growth. Participants can show up in person or take advantage of the program online. Register today at impactfoodhub.inpontu.com or dial *899*112#. Call 025-689-9305 for inquiries. Supported by Absa Bank, Gruber Diaspora Network, Casma Foods, Yogi Yogurt, Next Computers, Inpontu Technologies, Hendy Farms, Waysoy, Curate MKTG, and Gold Coast Foods, Herbs and Spices. Media partners, Channel 1 TV and Citi FM. Impact Food Hub. Get to the heart of it. Launchpad 2026. Your agribusiness reimagined.
94, 95, 96, 97.3 Citi FM. It doesn't get any better than that. Detailed news, unparalleled coverage. Citi News on 97.3 FM. Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens. Citi News.
It's 1700 GMT. This is 97.3 Citi FM. Wontumi takes on acting chairman of the party, Buti, and General Secretary Justin Frimpong-Kodia over favoritism in the upcoming election.
I say, I don't know who I don't know General Secretary. I don't know who I have one year and I say, I Sana General Secretary Press Walker. Miminyo Bia, make a party once more. Now say, let's say, my year community and a General Secretary. Say what has you say? Uni a foko. Mune a friend say, Bute, Uni Bute, Boba Fasu say, just say, to me per national chairman, Kunti, quite best so, and you better say no.
That is Chairman Wontumi Enchibosi is his real name, Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP, seeking to be National Chairman. And later on the show, TikToker jailed 1 year for insulting President John Mahama and pleading guilty when she was put in court. We'll be telling you more on that particular story. Later, we have business news, the summaries from the desk, and also we'll be having news summaries and talk back where we'll be putting the microphone in your hands. If you want to comment on any of the issues we are discussing tonight, the messages, you should send them to WhatsApp number 0539 986 996, 0539 986 996. Alternatively, go on X, which formerly used to be called Twitter, mention my handle at Umaru Sanda or at Citi973. We start off tonight from the National Democratic Congress. I nearly said National Democratic Party. That's a party in government. Now, the man before me, sitting in front of me, plays a dual role. He is a link between Adabraka, where the headquarters of the NDC is, to the Jubilee House at Kanda. Now, at the Jubilee House, he is Deputy Director of Operations at the Presidency. If you come to the party head office in Adabraka, he is Deputy General Secretary in charge of operations. His name is Mustafa Gbandi. He's my guest. Mustafa, you're welcome. Thank you very much. How are you doing? I can't seem to hear you. Okay, I think my listeners didn't hear you.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing very good.
How is the NDC doing?
NDC is doing well.
Everything fine?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are doing reorganization.
Reorganization.
Yeah.
That is the branch. So branch election is polling station election?
Yes. So we have branches who work along the polling stations. We're currently re-electing them. And then from there, we'll go to constituency executives.
Yeah, so what I'm saying that, so when you say branch election, that's like polling station executives.
Yes, that's polling. We don't call it polling station. They are polling stations created by the Electoral Commission. And the party itself has its own structure along what the Electoral Commission has.
So the branch executives are your people who run the area around the polling station.
Yes.
So the community that is one polling station.
Yes.
That's what you call the branch.
The branch.
So this is the basis or the
That's
basis,
the core, yes.
So this, you are now doing that.
So those officers manage the base.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now, it means that party members at those areas will now vote for their leaders.
That's correct.
In that ward or that branch.
That's correct.
And Who is entitled to vote?
Basically, a person ordinarily would have to be in good standing.
Okay.
And good standing required that you would have been a member at least more than 4 years, a registered member at a polling station or a branch.
Mm-hmm.
You should be a valid voter, and of course, you should have paid your dues.
And a member of the NDC.
Yes, you must be.
So those people are entitled to vote for
a branch executive at that level, and then once it is done, so irrespective of your standing, whether you are in Accra, you must belong to a branch. Every member of the party must necessarily belong to a branch.
Even if you are in Accra and your constituency is Pusiga.
So we have a clause in our previous regulations where a member in Pusiga can undertake political duties or responsibilities or ownership in another constituency.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be recognized in terms of transferability of membership. But you must necessarily belong to a branch, and regulations where a member in Pusiga can undertake political duties or responsibilities or ownership in another constituency.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be recognized in terms of transferability of membership. But you must necessarily. The local government system has ordinarily an assembly member in that place. We have these ward coordinators so that they are able to coordinate the branch executives within a particular constituency.
So you do that on electoral area basis?
Yes.
So one ward coordinator takes care of a number of
of electoral areas or a number of branches,
which is polling stations.
Which is polling
stations. Now, so after this, when are you supposed to finish your branch elections?
I think we're almost done. We've done the mop-up. We are going to now prepare and activate the constituency elections. We have few places, as far as branch executives are concerned, that we have few disagreement has been resolved. The party have put in place teams that are dealing with these matters at the various regions. And so I'm sure that by the close of this week, we should wrap all of those cases up. And then we now move into the second phase where, according to our calendar, various individuals can now advertise themselves, declare their intentions to contest for constituency, positions.
When is the constituency election scheduled?
We will put that schedule. The electoral committee will put that schedule appropriately, announcing the dates within which a form will be put out for people to pick forms. And then, in fact, they will create a space where you would have to validate your dues. They will give you a space to go and validate your dues payment, and then you pick a form, and then you file back the form, and then the period within which you're supposed to campaign, and then election date. All of this will be advertised by.
Okay. What is the role of the national party in all of what's happening?
The party, basically, the national party is the one that administers all of this. In fact, specifically to the authority of the General Secretary, subject to the advice and moderations of the national chairman and the leader of the party and council of elders. The General Secretary discharges what was agreed at any point in time at NEC, being guidelines of elections, and then we implement same to the latter. And so basically it's the General Secretary's office, Secretariat, and then the National Organizational Department. They oversee that these things are done. We've actually set up committees where we call them electoral committees, where if you are having interest in the contest of an election at any given level, you are not supposed to be part of that committee that oversees the election process. You are supposed to recuse yourself so that, one, you don't over-enjoy incumbency. 2, you don't manipulate the system. 3, your intent to contest or not to contest should not interfere with the independence and credibility of the internal electoral process.
You're watching your brothers, the MPP, go through this same process. They have gotten to the constituency level. Over the weekend, they held elections in some constituencies. There was chaos in some. They've had to come and annul some. What lessons as a party are you learning from what's happening with the MPP?
I think that what is happening to them can happen to us. We are all political parties, but the difference is the nature of the system that runs the political party. I think that the NDC have competent people of pedigree manning its party. What is happening in the MPP now, if it has happened, I'm sure that Wontumi would have been suspended. I would have personally called for his suspension. And I like to call for suspension of people in the party. If you ask at the national level, it's something I like to do because I'm a system person. I think that if you have studied my boss, the General Secretary is also a principal person. And so any organization where discipline does not work is an organization of chaos. Where the party have given an instruction that A should be done, you cannot do more than A. You would definitely have to stay within the remit of the instruction given by the National Executive Committee. So the MPP have for some time now enjoyed disorder and discipline where individuals exhume themselves above structures. It cannot happen in the NDC. All these conversations we've had, you've seen commitments from national officers to try and put discipline in the party. Because really, that is what
you think that he's supposed to be disciplined for.
If he did what he did in the NDC, we will suspend him.
Because my listeners may not have heard what he said, and since you've mentioned, I think it's fair. I want us to listen to Bernard Ntwe-Busiako, popular known as Chairman Wontumi. He's Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP, seeking to be elected national chairman of the party. He was speaking to some delegates in one of the constituencies, Asante Achim, in the Ashanti region, and he was not happy with his acting national chairman and general secretary. I want us to listen briefly to that and continue the conversation. I'm in studio with Mustafa Gbandi of the NDC.
I'm the general secretary, press worker. Miminyo obia meka party wasem o. Na say lesson na ye koninti and the general secretary. Say one has here say. Uni afoko. Mune afane say bute. Uni bute. Boba faso say. Chasa untumi pe national chairman konti kwa beso. Ani e be faso asay no. Asante Achim for. Me pese me busa say. Asante Achim Central for omo sore nkwa ana. Dabi me busa mo. Omo sore nko. Asante Achim Central for chairman untumi maba mo be sore akwa ana. Afi ade na mo blame me. Ade na general secretary ade nti na wo blame me. Aya hoya na say ye de anya. Aya de anya. Aya de anya. Me ko kasa wa radio so but me share party for the American ho asem. Every say mo na mo to aba. Me nya bibi e bebu party mra so me obi a bebu party mra. The steering committee sa wo koye constitution no mu a eye 2025 no article 10:5 no a eye omo na hwe say day to day activities omo be hwe but enye o ma say de say omo twa bibi mu so o pese o twa bibi mu yayi a ye wo electoral affairs wo ho say problems wo ho ni ade yayi a per our constitution you push it to the electoral affairs. That is the constitutional mandate. Because constitution now, a man with the war, a yes steering committee, you know, there's a higher authority. That is a national council. And to want to mean more time, and sana, what you national council. And so, who attend the ya? I said, you also mean, not me bar, what in Kabu attend a way, and to me bar, they were some anime. They were someone. What's it? A year constitution na ye wono e ma ye to me bebre na so the to me at the man is limited until the powers belongs to the polling station back. It is a polling station for no per articles and the call to ye so one more asia na your constituency chairman na wo to me say obe frɛ sa meeting no so ofrɛ na woni na the polling station for no so omu hia na so omu ye bibi pa regional chairman me nko mintimi ntwam se metra region se metwa omu meeting ne o hyehyɛ ya omu koye ye se omu se obakoko yi executive sinti me ba ya I'm the regional chairman matwam a anya constitutional anya mbra kwa so anya ya mbra no na mom se oma ya sa na se me pese ye twam a awo se me fra regional council meeting me fra regional no a na enipa no a woye affected person no awo so ono me bisa no ho asem ama wono soso ade na no yie ade ba sa me de ba na me de emuaye ba no ntiase a na ye de call to national no national chairman no wotumi we use to article 10/5 no they are calling meeting or calling meeting the pa na ye obia no soso no me regional chairman na me suma kwako yi ma no e wo ho ade clotia meeting kimi ayaye no na we de odi letter yi bayi wan fra me amama yi ma no ana so wabuo maten when they wotumi MPP party it never be in emotions. Our constitution is not emotion. Our constitution is the constitution. It's a brebiano ye the constitution and a day yet. I feel because social media. Let the general secretary and go for the biatro. Power pass power. And yes, sanity. And yes, sanity. And yes, sanity yentiminko.
That's Bernard Nchebosiako. He's popularly known as Chairman Wontumi of the NPP, not happy with his party general secretary and acting chairman. Now, the background to the story is that yesterday the party issued a statement, in which statement it said it had annulled elections in 3 constituencies, Bantama, Adansi-Asukwa, and Efija-Setre East. The constituency elections from the weekend, the party has annulled that and explained that the fresh elections should be held. Chairman Wontumi, who is chairman of the party in the region, as well as his executives, were invited to come and explain why what happened. He is not happy. You're listening to him. Mustafa, you're saying that what he said is anti-party behavior.
You see, you were here when we took some decisions in order to do.
Mm-hmm.
You were here when we suspended our central regional chairman.
Yeah.
The other cases that I can refer to. If you have a problem with a decision of your superior, what you do is to refer and confer, and that you can disagree and get that sorted out. But when you import contest into it, you are not speaking to the issues administratively. You are then attacking the authority of the general secretary.
But what if you know that the general secretary is undoing your campaign?
The general secretary is the returning officer as far as reorganization is concerned.
Yes, and if he's not neutral, you call him out.
How is he undoing your contest? It's not a contest that runs the election. The general secretary at any point in time can decide within his powers to say, listen, I suspect that this election that is going to happen, for some reasons, there might be some issues. Let me hold on to the election. And then he can even decide to recruit the whole region or regional executives away from the election and send a team straight from national to deal with the election. If
general secretaries are that powerful?
Yes. The general secretary of the party has the authority to suspend anybody, recourse to the executive committee of the party. You know? So, for me, what is happening, they enjoy to do what they are doing because that's how their party is organized. But in the NDC, you will not do that because no individual, be it rich, be it influential, is more powerful than a political party. Then you will be told to go and establish your own party and move on, because it's not strange for people to have gone to establish political
But that's
parties.
not a strange thing in the NPP either. The Alan Chamantin is a big member of the party. He has left them and they're fine.
You know, political parties
and they are willing to punish people who offend.
Political parties run on mutual respect, orderly behavior. Discipline is one of the core values. And the ones at the top must have the credibility to deal with issues. That is why you must understand the role you play and the position you take as far as issues are concerned. And so you, the superior, must not put yourself in a position where you are not able to manage the ranks and files. And you, the subordinate, must not be in the position to undermine the authority of the structure.
Okay.
When that happens, then there's chaos. But in the NDC, we have few checks and balances that at least ensures that one, there's harmony always. We can also be in their situation, but we are able to keep control on our activities, particularly when you are a regional officer. To be speaking to your general secretary in that manner?
He didn't speak to him on radio, though. He was talking to party members and decided to mention it.
But it doesn't assume him from being a candidate of sanction. And any civilized and every disciplined political party, it's wrong. It must not be encouraged.
I'll come back to you, Mustafa Gbande of the NDC. Let me go to Kweku Ofosu. He's a chairman-elect for the Ifija East NPP or constituency for the NPP. Chairman-elect that never was, and I'm using that to say that you have been elected, but the party has annulled your election. So you are a chairman-elect that never was. You're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Umar. Thank you for having me.
How is the feeling seeing that you were elected? Were you elected on Sunday or Saturday? And now your party issued a statement yesterday to say your election is annulled.
I was elected on Sunday.
Okay. What was the vote margin by which you won? Hello, Mr. Fosu, can you hear me? Mr. Fosu, can you hear me? Mr. Fosu, can you hear me? Okay, I think there's a difficulty communicating with the newly elected chairman of the NPP in the Ifija East constituency. His election is supposed to be annulled. The original chairman is not happy with what happened. Mr. Fosu, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. I was asking the vote margin that you won by, if you could just share that with me before we proceed. Do you mind try put off your can you put off your camera? Let me see if I can hear you better.
Okay. It has to be the someone was trying to call through. So can you hear me now?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Mr. Fosu, if you could just put off your camera, let me see if we can get you.
Yes, can you hear? Can you?
Yes.
Is it okay now?
Yes. So proceed.
Okay, so I said that the vote margin I had between myself and my main contender was 600, because I was able to get 893 votes against 255.
By all indications, you won bigly, like Donald Trump would say. But that election has been annulled. What do you make of the annulment as announced by the party yesterday?
Well, it's quite unfortunate, but I think all that we need is calm. The party needs to get itself together and resolve the issue as soon as possible. Because one thing is that we had over 92% of delegates coming out to vote. That is about 1,155. They stood for hours and they voted for their preferred aspirants. And also, after voting and counting and declaration, we did not have any aspirant alleging, challenging, or accusing anyone of rigging or any malpractice. So delegates sacrificed to stand under the scorching sun to vote for their preferred candidate. So I would plead with party leadership not to turn this into a game of who says what and who's going to do what, or who is the boss of who. All that I will plead with the party leadership is to consider the delegates who came from near and afar to cast their ballot. just for the love of the party.
Okay, but the election was not supposed to have been held in the first place. That's the position of the party. What's your response to that?
Well, you see, I'm an aspirant. And don't forget, technically, I wasn't an incumbent. And this was my first time trying to win an election or trying to even run for office in my constituency. So I am an outsider who wasn't an executive member. All that I know is that there's an election announcement were made. We went for vetting, dates were fixed, and we showed up. We campaigned. We went throughout the everywhere in the constituency to campaign for votes. And on the DD, we came out to vote. And one thing I know about, I'm not a legal student or a legal person, but what I know is that if there's an injunction, the EC will not even conduct an election. If there's an injunction from court, it is the police who is supposed to enforce court orders. But the police were there to supervise and protect the ballot and protect delegates who were ready to cast their ballot. The EC were there, who, if there were any injunction, wouldn't have been there to organize the election in the first place. So as an aspirant, I did not see any injunction that was active that would have prevented the election. And also, a lot of our party leaders, party executives, the national officers, we know some of them personally. We've been friends for years. And they know our numbers. So I will ask, what happened? Why didn't they call us to find out why we are still in line waiting to vote? Because if there was an injunction, we would have known.
Your regional party leaders have been invited to come answer questions, ostensibly because they organized this election without the say-so of the national party. I've heard your chairman, and I just played his voice a short while ago. He is not happy with the national officers. Do you get a sense that a quote-unquote fight between the national party and the regional party is affecting you, an innocent contender or contestant?
Well, thank you for that question. In this case, obviously, the new executives, we are the victims. Because, Umaru, there's one thing that I think by now all Ghanaians know, that it costs a lot to run a campaign, mostly political campaigns in Ghana. Even your time alone, sacrificing your job, sacrificing your business to be on the road day and night campaigning, convincing delegates. And also delegates stopping whatever they are doing. Some going to their farms, some going to work. They have to stop, convert at a place just to listen to you. And if there's a misunderstanding between the regional and national, then it leaves us, the aspirants and the new executives, as the victims of this situation. So indeed, we are becoming the victims of a misunderstanding between the national and the regional executives.
Okay, now, so how do you consider yourself chairman-elect, or you are confused? What is your status now?
My status is that I am the Afidaseshe East constituency chairman, and the reason being that I was sworn in 2 days ago.
Oh, you were sworn in?
Yes, we were sworn in 2 days ago by the regional chairman and his executives. So I am duly elected constituency chairman.
So for you, you have locals, you have authority, and you are acting on that, except that the national party can override what happens at the regional level. Would you now, based on the statement from the national office yesterday, signed by both your acting chairman and general secretary, would you obey that, or you would stand by what happened at that ceremony presided over by your regional chairman?
Well, like you said earlier, does that leave us confused, or what does that leave us with? What I would say is that, and it's a plea, that look, we have an election to win come 2028. We have grassroots to build. We have a political party to rebuild for power. All these things, this back and forth, I think is not necessary at this particular moment. What we need is the party leadership to come together, resolve this issue. I don't think this issue is beyond resolve. This is something that even a phone call can resolve this. So I will expect the party leadership to resolve this as soon as possible, because we are at the grassroots and we are mobilizing the grassroots. The grassroots is fired up. Like I told you, 92% of delegates in the Fijaseche East constituency came out to vote. They should consider this trend that the grassroots is fired up for 2028 election. So we don't have time to going back and forth with region and national. All that we need is that this issue must be resolved at the national and the regional level so that we can keep on energizing the base as we've started already.
Your original chairman suspects favoritism. Do you suspect him? Do you think someone is not happy that Ofosu has won the chairmanship?
Well, even sometimes the ice cream seller has haters. So if someone is not happy that Kwaku Ofosu is the Fijaseche East constituency chairman, I mean, so be it. I mean, I had almost 900 people coming out to vote. So if someone is up there having a favorite, well, you bring anybody any day, I'm going to win that election. If you run it times 10, I will still win that election. But all that I'm saying is that
you're open to a possible re-election. You don't mind if the party says, okay, we've annulled it, fresh election. You are ready to go and contest.
Well, I don't mind, but I don't think that would be necessary. Let's not get it twisted. All that I am saying is that we cannot take the grassroots for granted. Elections is a game of numbers. If you are recording an election rate of 92%, any strategic politician will not play with that. If you are organizing an election, even national elections, you don't get 90 is an excellent turnout in a national election. So if you are having a constituency election, dealing with farmers, dealing with artisans, dealing with businessmen, and they all turn up 92%, and you think I should be okay with rerun. Like I said, I'm in a safe position, but all that I'm saying is that the grassroots is not ready for this back and forth. The grassroots is ready
so are you suggesting,
to keep the grounds working.
Are you suggesting that you will not agree to go for a rerun?
Say that again.
Are you suggesting that if the party says go for another election, you would not take part?
As it stands now, the delegates who came out to vote were behind me earlier today, and they insist that they will not participate in any rerun. They've come out, they've sacrificed, they stood in the scorching sun for hours. They will not be ready for a rerun. And I am their chairman, I am their leader. They endorse me overwhelmingly, and I will listen to what they say.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you very much, Umar.
That's
grateful.
That's Kwaku Ofosu. He was just elected chairman of the New Patriotic Party in the Fijaseche East constituency of the Ashanti region. That election was announced yesterday by his national party, but you've heard his position and also earlier position from the regional chairman. Adansi Asquah has also said something similar. NPP yesterday announced an annulment of the elections there. I'm just going to look at the statement that they issued a short while ago, and let me read the concluding part. It says, ladies and gentlemen, the New Patriotic Party has earned its reputation by championing constitutional governance, democracy, accountability, and the rule of law. Those principles must begin with our own party. Rules must bind every member and every organ of the party equally. Where the party has established procedures for resolving dispute, those procedures must be respected by all. We therefore respectfully urge the National Steering Committee to review its decision, disclose the factual and legal basis on which it acted, and ensure that the dispute resolution process established under the election guidelines operates as intended. This is not merely about Adansi Asquah constituency, it is about safeguarding the integrity of the party's internal democracy and preserving members' confidence in institutions. Transparency strengthens authority. Due process promotes unity. Let us therefore uphold the principles that have always defined our great party. So that's a statement signed by Frederick Ejekum Boate, William Bechi Asamoah, Timothy Akuno, Philip Entry, Paul Akomenim, There are plenty, and they are all members of the NPP in the Adansia Square constituency who have expressed disagreement with the position of the party annulling their election. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I have someone in the studio who is not a member of the NPP but also interested in developments. The Mustafa Bandi, I was engaging him earlier before I had to go do a detour and go do that interview. Mus, so clearly there are things you have to learn from the NPP. Let's talk about your own party now. The last time I spoke to you, it was face-to-face interview. We talked about the gap between the party at Adabraka and Jubilee House. Have you been able to fix the gap that appears to be widening between party and government and party?
Thank you very much. I think that I have often found myself in between two things, and I've chosen one. That at all material point in time, what brings us together is a political party. And this party really is what each and everyone has a passion for. A government is like a funeral, attended by many people. Sometimes even the person who killed the one whose funeral you are attending is in the midst of the funeral attendees. And when the funeral is finished, everybody goes home. It's okay. But political parties loses and win elections. Governments don't win or lose elections. So most of us have decided that I'm a party officer elected, unless perhaps there's an election where I decide to contest or I don't want to contest. But in the meantime, I am the Deputy General Secretary of the party. And I think that most of us have decided that we will move onto the ground to reorganize the party, not just by election, but we will activate what will make the party solid and strong without recourse. And if you are an appointee and you are NDC, you can follow suit. And remember that we are only here because a group of people who are villagers in nature sacrificed, worked day and night to form this government. Minus them, there wouldn't be a government.
Is that an admission that when you did the reorganization, you've heard grumblings and disgruntled voices?
The reorganization that is ongoing as far as the election is concerned is not our priority because we are in government and people have worked and sacrificed. I think that largely the question is not the strength of the executive that we have. I think that from the branch to constituency, everybody did very well. And so most of them, by the virtue that they did well, know they'll win or they will lose. But apart from the election, there are other things that have to be done. And so we have decided that those in government are doing so well. Let them be in government. We'll move to undertake a hybrid operation as far as reorganizing the party is concerned to position the party for the upcoming national elections. We will not wait. Any day that it's time for a flag bearer and we decide on who becomes the leader of the party, the person can follow suit. The party will only have to be attractive to accommodate a popular or a best flag bearer.
It's either you're not getting my question or avoiding it. So I'll try and...
Which is your question?
I'll try and put it again. The connection between the party and the government, how solid it is it?
I think that I've vehemently spoken about these things before.
Yes, that's what I'm asking. What's the update now? After you spoke.
Well, it's not for me to...
Would you say that you are seeing a bridging of the gap?
I have not done that assessment.
Are appointees visiting the constituencies, taking care of party members?
I wouldn't know everything, but I'm just saying that when we hit the road, we'll be able to know where the potholes are. And then we are expected to patch those potholes to deliver our mandate for the party.
The non-appointment of party members has been a problem for you in the government.
Listen, the regional ministers for the first time, all of them have been basically regional chairmen and regional secretaries.
Except Greater Accra.
Except Greater Accra, who is an MP. DCs, most of them were appointed basically at the strength of the national chairman and the general secretary. Plus, the president set up a committee, brought, I think, Dr. Valerie Sawyer alone, and Parliament also nominated one person or so, and then the rest of the people are party people who, the national chairman himself chaired the version of DCs, and basically their recommendation was what,
So party was involved
so
in that.
party was very, very much involved.
But there are still a lot of people who wanted to be appointed who have not been appointed, even at the national level.
No government can ever appoint all party people. But the problem has not been the number of party people appointed or the number of party people who are not appointed. I have always said, and I'll say this, mutual respect is a fundamental determinant of the strength of political parties. And that we must be necessarily each other's keeper. We must be seen complementing each other. We must be seen working towards a common purpose. But if that is not happening, then people become so entrenched. And everybody have a stake, and I've said so before, that each and everyone have a stake in this government and this party. Everyone can stand anywhere and say, I made this party to come to power. Because the person sees himself as his contribution. And so what makes everybody comfortable is when there is security of relationship. But if you then believe that I have been made a minister and I'm more comfortably appointing my lecturer into a position than my brother, a party member, the fact that that happens is not a problem. Not realizing that is wrong is disrespect. And then people become entrenched. For me, that is the problem. And so, can government run minus these problems? No. It will always exist. But like I said, parties don't lose. Parties are the ones that lose and win elections. And those of us who are party officers, the party people believed in us and elected us to do a certain job. At all times, I would want to be seen as a party officer, and I would undertake my responsibility. So we are going to move. We're not going to wait for anybody or any whistle to make the party attractive. At any point in time,
your chairman is already moving. He's trying to make your party attractive by going on a thank you tour.
He wasn't making the party attractive. He was solving a problem. And the position of national chairman is not a mean position. The national chairman have all the time been an integral part of this process, a very key figure whose contribution determined our victory. He has the capacity and authority to undertake certain exercises. But as said, if you want to look at the correctness or incorrectness of what people do, you may not be able to run political entities. And so we would have these imperfections, we'll have these shortfalls. But at the end of the day, there is a commandeering spirit that we must move forward.
There was a seeming rift
in
what the chairman was doing. There are people, observers, who thought he was launching his presidential bid. We heard the comments that he made about the replacement of front bench leaders of your party in parliament. We've also heard the counter response about the other thank you tour. At the time you said that there was going to be a meeting to deal with that matter, has the party at the national level, including the president, tried to bring some unity of a sort between what we seem to be like cracks?
You see, when I speak, most people who don't know and don't understand the role that I play believe that, oh, you could have said certain things in-house. You know, I have been, as a deputy general secretary in charge of operations, I've been very skeptical about indiscipline and disorder in the party since I was elected. And one of the reasons that checkmate us in opposition was to look at persons who were falling off track and bringing them on track so that there's some seemingly force of which everyone is working towards, a common purpose. Now, after that interview, many people believe that it was right. There were others who don't understand. They don't even know party work. Believe that, some even were planning to get rid of me. And I said, well, by the end of the day, the Council of Elders met. They've issued an instruction. Everybody must tie their horses because the party is bigger than everybody's ambition. We are not there yet. We've left that decision for the president, who is the leader, the national chairman, the general secretary, and the Council of Elders. That is their duty, to unite this party. If they don't do it, then they are the ones who have failed us. But at my level, some of the things we see are not happening at a constituency or a member of parliament misbehaving. And they can attest to the fact that in the 3 years of our process, you dare not fall out of order. We have systems that check everybody's behavior, that we can quickly call in and deal with it. But when somebody above my rank is misbehaving, it doesn't take me to do that. And I thank God that after the Council of Elders spoke, I have checked and I'm still monitoring. There have been some sanity. There have been some relative stability. I'm watching that. But like I said, one cannot ridicule the national chairman. No. The national chairman's store was of a huge benefit to the party.
Really?
Today,
not for himself?
No. Today the president is in
Volta
region. Is it not? Thank you, Tor.
Mm-hmm.
He's the leader of the party.
He's the one who was elected.
Did he campaign alone?
No.
Exactly. So, but I'm saying that it is not for me to put the party together. It's for the elders to put themselves together and lead us.
You are a child.
Yes. So when we are caught up in confusion where our elders are not seemingly giving us that hope that they are together, that's a problem. And so,
but now you see that some hope is coming.
Whether there is hope or not, it is not in our interest to keep this party attractive and strong. And so as long as some of us exist, we have always played this role. We are moving ahead to go and get the party attractive. We are the rank and file that are disgruntled, whether they are happy or they are not happy. I'm not concerned about a person who is appointed, whether you are frustrated or not frustrated. I am more concerned about somebody who feels that I have worked for the party and that I haven't gotten anything. They are my priority as a party officer. Number two, there are persons who have contributed in kind, in cash, to support this party. In fact, it was after election we got to know that certain people have even taken resources on behalf of the party that we didn't know. But all of that is a responsibility of the party. We owe those people a duty of appreciation to let them understand that their effort is not in vain. It only have to take few people to work hard, create opportunities for those opportunities to come down to every single Ghanaian, including our people. Without same, you cannot have anything to share. And so that cycle happening, I think that the right thing to do is to move the vehicle forward. Everyone that has a good intention will follow. Like I said, elections are very close. We are in power. There are many things that are running concurrently. We must see to it that the party machinery is busy. And so we are going to move.
Now, we were talking about the NPP earlier. They have elected a flag bearer. They seem to have dealt with that, but they still have internal issues to deal with.
Yeah.
We've seen the matters coming up. You also have your own internal elections coming up, national officers elections. We have already seen about 5 or 6 people interested in running for chairman. Can you survive after this contest?
When it comes to issues of national leadership and constituency leadership, I've always held the view that where we are in government, we are in a very strange situation. We are not like the NPP where they've done 8 years and wanting to break the 8. We are 2 years in government. One, we have to let people who have sacrificed be seen to have been appreciated. because really it hasn't been easy to win the 2024 election. And so if the spirit is that let us chase people out, probably because we disagree with them, then we are running ourselves into opposition. 2, we need to have experienced hands, people who are familiar with that particular type of machinery we have run, to be able to take instructions and to follow those instructions. Are you going to suddenly say that you need new executives? When are you training them? And so all of those dynamics will play out. Number 3, there are persons who have told, oh, Mustafa, you can be a general secretary. And I've told them I'm not qualified to be a general secretary. Because you know why? Maybe when I'm old. But our party is structured in ranks. At a certain age, you can't be a national chairman or a general secretary. Because, Umaru, if you have had to go and summon, say, Harun Adrusu for a meeting, and I'm the general secretary, am I going to send him a text message and say, Harun, I want you to report at this place for a meeting? I would have to call him now and call him senior and call him big bro and beg him. Then he will refer you, go and speak to another person and come back to me before you can call a meeting. But you need somebody who have the pedigree, the peer ranking, to be able to summon a certain meeting at a certain level. So
you don't think you've reached there yet?
No, I don't think that I reached there. And apart from that, I'm a typical operative. And you need some kind of restraint to be a general secretary. And I think that my general secretary has been one of the best we have, apart from what our national chairman, the foundation, he's left as general secretary. My boss have been, you may not like him. He's a cadre. He has that cadre spirit. That's him. But I think he has exercised a lot of patience and tolerance. If I were general secretary, probably I would have suspended a lot of people.
Such as who?
People within government. I would have suspended a lot.
It means you're not happy with some of your
I've
appointees.
had a conversation with him once to have a minister suspended, my general secretary. And so
you're not happy with some of your appointees?
Obviously, no.
What kind of behavior, attitude?
I'm not going to discuss that. And I'm not supposed to be happy with everybody. But I'm saying that you must examine yourself within the context of feasibility when you have an ambition. So it's not just about putting yourself and say, I want to be national chairman. What the MPP did is to just elect just anybody. And that's why they are in it. You need some kind of reflective leadership, some leadership that resonates with everybody. The person who is your national chairman must have a commandeering spirit that rallies everybody. A general secretary must have the firepower so that when you fire, it resonates.
From the way you are sounding, clearly you want Fifi Kwete retained as general secretary.
Why do I want him out? A general secretary who have won your election, you want him out? That is how party loses election. If you begin to chase out your officers who have done everything to make you will lose election.
We have been told he intends to go to national chairman. Would you support him?
I do not know. I haven't discussed with him on his ambition, but I think that he's been a very great general secretary. I don't agree with him on everything. He knows that, and I know that. He is not my friend. He's my boss. We don't agree on many things. But I think that he's exercised a lot of restraint as far as managing the party is concerned. And you need that kind of a leader who always look at the last resort, who does not take rash decisions. He will tolerate, and that's how political parties are run. He will see the imperfections being done, and sometimes he will talk about it. Sometimes he will close his eyes about it. But me as an operations person, my eyes are too wide and too open to be close to the seat of general secretary. I'm too young. I'm still bubbling and exuberant, and I need time to go through the experience of life.
So for you, Fifi remains secretary. Is your better best? Better bet. I think.
Do you change a winning team?
Which means then that you also don't want General Mosquito to leave as your national chairman.
Well, look, General Mosquito is the spirit of our party today.
Really?
You like him or not? I would have loved to have the experience of him managing the party for a little bit longer. He is currently the national chairman of the party. You have no reason to question his leadership. He is probably the most experienced individual in the party today. He's been there for a long time. All of us who are walking around, we've walked through his hands. So that is why I don't think that it's in the right of anybody to attack him if you disagree with him. We've seen this in 2013, 2014. You remember Dr. Kwabena issues? And we hunted him down. I was with him. I saw how...
He was your mentor.
I saw how people rallied resources and virtually booted him out. We lost election. And I wouldn't want to see that repeat itself. People must learn from the past that when you get resources, your language should not be how to destroy others. Your language should be how to consolidate power.
So if you had your way, Mosquito remains as your chairman.
If I had my way, we are not at a place where contest is a priority for the NDC in any level. And everybody must begin to see that if we antagonize ourselves, we endanger the structures of the party. We must be seen united to be attractive to the people of Ghana. Anything that will disunite us is not worth pursuing. If my ambition will, undermine unity, then that ambition is certainly not for the collective.
The only problem for you now is that your flag bearership has become vacant, and we are told that Chairman Mosquito is interested in going. Would you support him?
Our flag bearership is not vacant.
Oh, it's vacant for 2028.
We have a president. We are just almost 1 year, 8 months in office. The Council of Elders have spoken. That is the last resort. The NDC have always said is not familiar with contests. The ones that you saw in the past where people contested His Excellency John Dram, it's because we knew that there was no way that people would beat His Excellency John Mahama. It was for the strengthening of democracy. We all knew that.
So you don't allow elections?
If I have my way...
You do selection?
If I have my way, the next election will not... The next... Who becomes the leader of the party will not be by election.
Should be selection.
If I have my... Yeah. When you are in power, consensus must work more than competition. Anybody who disagree with this want us to go to opposition. You have been pessimistic.
So you would rather you select a candidate?
I would rather we sit out of consensus, discuss a roadmap, because the little mistake we do will fracture the establishment.
But that would be difficult.
It will not be difficult. We will do it.
Have you done this before?
We will do it.
You've not done it before. You've always gone to polls. Even when you had a sitting president going against a former first lady, you went to the polls. And,
the NDC today, if you look at branch elections, master degree holders are going and picking nominations and joining branches. You have managers joining branches. I just returned from a trip where somebody walked to me, a manager. He says, I've just become a branch communication officer. Unlike these people who, you saw them, at Yoko, who have gone to mobilize victims of their greed to come and parade at Yoko. You saw most of them are drug addicts, parading them at Yoko as party members.
What I say?
But you saw them. You saw the videos. You saw the kind of people they paraded there. The NDC is becoming attractive.
They didn't parade them.
They brought them. One of these young men, a lawyer, one of these young men, he opened his boot and he has bought alcohol drink to go and give to them.
To go and give to who?
The people who amassed at Yoko.
You saw him giving it to them?
Yes, I saw the pictures.
You saw it in his booth. It doesn't mean...
Is he a drunkard? Why do you carry alcohol to a demonstration, a perceived
No, if you have alcohol in your car boot, doesn't mean
it just tells you the quality of what MPP has become.
Let's go back. Let's go back to your
my party today. We are reorganizing.
Let's go back to
we are reorganizing.
Mustafa.
We are reorganizing.
You have distracted
and
me.
It's attractive to young generation.
Mustafa.
Graduates, everybody finishing school want to associate with the NDC.
I'm interested in that point you made about the selection. I'm saying that
yes,
Prof. Mills was sitting president. You didn't select him to run. You went ahead to allowed Nana Akufo-Addo and General Rawlings to go against him, and there was a contest.
It affected us.
Just a second. You had Prof. Mills go against Spio Gabra and the others in the past. Now, the only time I think you selected was when Prof. Mills died, and Haruna Idrisu, I remember at the Local Government Institute, nominated President Mahama to go unopposed, and because you had, 6 months to elections in 2012, and that one you selected. But since then, you have always elected. So why are you suddenly... For a party that has democratic in its name, you should not be talking about selection.
No,
when
democracy is not a free-for-all. The MPP had this proliferation of contest. All their ministers trying to contest election. And you see how they are suffering for it today. So you learn from the mistakes of others. Even in their case, they had finished 8 years and they pretended that they want to break the 8 after stealing and everything. But in our case, we have just started and we are sensitive to times. Okay? That is why for the NDC, up to the end of our reorganization, for me, sitting here as a Deputy General Secretary, a context is not my priority. So how to win the next election is my priority. Make sure that the vision of the president today, the government today, resonate with the manifesto that we put out. We actually did People's Manifesto, so we don't have room to fail on any.
Who do you think would be the consensus candidate for you in 2028 if it came to it?
That is why I have said that I've always been a Deputy General Secretary in charge of operation. My duty is to move people on the ground with the national organizer. We are going to perform our bid. Those who are NDC, be watching and join us on the ground. If you're an appointee and you want to join us on the ground, we'll put programs on the ground and then you have to join us. I'm leaving that answer or that question to the elders of the party when the time is right. Even those who call and they say, who are you supporting? Who are you going to support? Who are you going to bring? Please, let's seize that conversation. Let's seize those questions. Put your effort in making sure that the party members who are not part of us as appointees, we are able to pull them along and make them happy. Now we'll go back to them to make our party strong.
Are you part of the people who think President Mahama should go for a third term?
I won't comment on that today.
Why?
I have my opinion about it is already known.
What's your opinion?
No, I've said it before, and I will repeat it.
Remind me.
When the time is right.
Do you agree that President Mahama is your best choice and he has to hold the flag for you in 2028?
It will depend how the government performs. If
he does so well, would you push for him to be your flag bearer?
Even though I'm President Mahama's son. I'm one of his favorite sons. Except that I don't find myself in the list of the good boys.
You're a bad boy son?
Yes, I'm a bad boy son. If he caught me biting you, he wouldn't remove my teeth. He would take you to the hospital. You see, I have been favored. And so this is a man that I'm very loyal to. Why? Because at all material point in time, President Mahama as an individual holds the progress of this country as his priority. At every point in time, he has demonstrated that this country must develop, preparing the country for the next generation in terms of infrastructure.
Which means respecting the constitutional provision of 2 terms. You and I,
you're my friend. I intellectually disagree with you.
You think that 2 terms?
I don't think so. That opinion would not be discussed, but I'm saying that I intellectually disagree with you. You see, the MPP is so much interested in our presidential agenda because they will try to use that as a stoke to ignite fire in our party, but they have failed because we have taken a certain decision. All right. 2, they have commissioned.
Is it the case that you don't have a candidate, a proper candidate, so you have to fall on the only candidate you have?
When I'm saying that, if I was of the belief that there should be a competitive election, everybody must go, whoever has money, then I would have told you who I would support. But sitting here as a Deputy General Secretary, the conversation of who lead us into the next fight is not even within my domain. I don't have the capacity.
Your very good friend Musa Dankwa of Global Info Analytics. He has done a number of pollings, and he says that Attah-Forcing appears to be catching up with Mosquito and may possibly even overtaking to be a flag bearer.
I've always vehemently disagree with
Musa
Dankwa.
Even when he said that you were going to win 2024 elections, you disagree?
No, I don't disagree with his work. No, he's a very reliable pollster. But I disagree with him because the formula, he's not familiar with the formula that chooses candidates in the NDC.
Yeah.
No, if he applies his research along that line, he would think differently. And I'm saying that the number of times he pulls on our flag bearer thing only brings division because, one, sitting here, the finance minister is holding the public purse to his chest. All right? Protecting corruption, preventing corruption. Look, the people who destroy the country, so they are trying to adjust things so that we don't feel the shortfalls. But because of this pulling, there's a general suspicion and perception. And that is wrong. It's for me, it has the tendency to affect the bright leaders of tomorrow that we have. And that is the only reason I'm not happy with the rate at which he pulls. When we didn't have pulls, the NDC have won and lost elections. The MPP have won and lost elections. We rely on our traditional tools to go into elections, and it usually worked. So it's good. Today there is science, but there is a traditional part of politics that will come to play.
It means that you don't agree with him that Attah-Forcing can dislodge your boss and friend, General Mosquito, as flag bearer.
General Mosquito is my father, okay, and he's my boss.
You want him to be
he hasn't told me that he wants to contest election between you and I.
Okay.
Nobody else told me they want to be president.
Okay.
And as I sit here, my loyalty, whether the president likes me or he doesn't like me, is to the president. I want to see President Mahama succeed. This conversation is to see President Mahama succeed. And I'm never going to be quiet. If anybody thinks I will be silenced, they are joking.
If Mosquito decides not to run as chairman, who would your money be on? Would you go back to Ofosu-Ampofo, or you would go for
national chairman? We don't put out national chairman for national elections, and so the dynamics are quite different. But when we get to that bridge, we would cross, because again, at this point in time, no national officer can put out a contest, because I have issued an instruction based on our guidelines that premature declaration of intentions undermines the arrangements that we have.
So you cannot be seen to be supporting
anybody. You see, if you want to be a national chairman, like Untumi is doing, he wants to be a national chairman. Yes, he's attacking city national executives. So what kind of leadership are you going to demonstrate when you become?
Which means that you cannot even tell me yourself whether you will run or
no. I'm not even going to campaign.
Why?
Tomorrow. No, the work I have done, unless you don't know and you are ignorant, and unless you are a beneficiary of other people's hard work and you choose to be ignorant of it, that you would think that I am not hardworking.
You're overly confident.
I'm not overly confident. I'm just telling you that I don't care whether I lose, I contest and lose, or I don't contest. I don't really care.
The delegates are watching you. They will say you're arrogant the way you are speaking.
No, I have been leveled that long ago.
It's not a problem.
No, I don't care what you think about me. Okay, but the truth is that I am somebody who will speak the way it is. I'll tell you the truth intellectually, based on what I know on the ground. Do you think that anybody else should be preaching against all the things I'm telling you? If you are a faithful NDC member who wants to see your party in power, do you believe in disorder? Do you believe in indiscipline? You meet everybody and they are complaining individually to you, and when they meet in the group, they are pretending. I am not that type. I believe that we should clean the wound and put a very painful medicine in it so that the wound will die. So it has nothing to do with arrogance. In my private life, I don't think that you will say that about me. But again, these party, people will come, people will go. somebody, Kukwanido, was once the deputy general secretary of the party. Today, he's a consultant for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Oh, he's not?
He is, yes.
How?
No, he's a consultant for Dr.
Officially or unofficially?
He's the spiritual consultant for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
No, I don't think so.
I am telling you.
Is there any evidence?
Oh, but that's my senior colleague.
So he told you?
I know that.
He told you?
I know that.
No. If he hasn't told you, then I won't believe.
My senior
brother. He
brother.
claims that he's still a member of the NDC.
No, he's not.
Yeah, you sacked him doesn't mean he has left.
He is not. When you don't have membership, you are not a member of the party. So I've heard him recently say, don't sell forms to anybody who wants to go third term. Who gave him a third term bid? Has anybody put third term in when you were deputy general secretary? Do you conduct election when you haven't even sold forms? So I'm just saying that he was once sitting in this situation. My senior brother Peter Tokuno was once here. I've come to meet my senior sister Barbara Sewa. Yeah, so you will leave, other people will come. If you think the job is easy, come and take it. I'll also sit back and wear suit and take ministerial appointment. If you think it is that easy to go and do the work, come and do the work. So I'm not in competition with anybody at all. And I've never been bothered about the risk of, I cannot be couched into being silenced because I think that I have an election coming. I love this party, Omar. I love this party because I'm a traditional party person. And I have worked with the people, the base on this party, the rank and file. Look, we have women organizers who in their poverty will cook for you out of love, right? You have chairmen and youth organizers who you go and work, and they would rather go to their farms and bring you yams and bring you gifts out of passion. Are you going to insubordinate all of these things and put yourself first? That is why I'm having this conversation with you. But for me alone, I am one of the most single beneficiaries of this government. All right? President Mahama have blessed me. He's made me his deputy director of operation, a very defiant one. He tolerates me. He accommodates me. I have so much leverage. And how can I say that I'm not sorted?
Okay.
But it is not about me.
It should be for everybody else.
It's for the stability of the organization.
Right.
It's for the progress of the government. And it's for the success of the leader of the party.
Mustafa Gbande, NDC Deputy General Secretary, Deputy Director of Operations, Jubilee House. Thank you so much for joining us.
And your friend.
No, you're not my friend.
We want to give you a constituency.
To do what?
To contest.
As a what?
Huh?
As a what?
Parliamentary seat.
You want to give me?
Now all the journalists I see in town, they want to go and contest. Your friend Paul Adumochiri will be contesting.
He will be.
I hear so. And Okatechi Afrifa is contesting. So I don't know if you also...
Do you want me to?
Well, it's a welcoming news, but just that you must know that the politics on the ground is different from when you sit on a console.
So are you advising me, warning me, or threatening me? Which one are you doing? Because I haven't said anything.
I wish now that you are a lawyer.
Not yet a lawyer.
A few days you'll be a lawyer. I wish that you would join us. But when you come, you must know that the grassroots rules are very different. It functions different.
So this is an open invitation to me to join NDC.
I'm only cautioning you, relative to what has happened to my brother Okatechi.
So that I should not be beaten up and arrested.
I don't know if they beat him because it's an MPP matter. But I think that when you are going to a place, you must respect the rules and the people who have been there before you come. That's my caution to any journalist who wants to be an MP.
I don't even know what's happening here. So you invited me to a party, then even before I said yes, now you're threatening me.
But every invitation, the invitation cards give you an instruction.
Okay, it's okay. Let's leave it here, Mustafa. Thank you so much for joining us on
I'm much grateful.
Hey, Mustafa.
My brother.
Terrorists.
I'm not.
Troublesome Mustafa.
I'm a very peaceful man.
I still remember the day you came to campaign in our studio wearing Wellington boots.
I know.
Come from the field, seeking to be Deputy General Secretary. You've done well for yourself. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I wish you all the best.
I wish you well too.
Yeah. That's Mustafa Gbande, Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Umaru Sandamadu.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You know that feeling when you're getting ready for work. Your shirt is still crumpled and the iron is just starting to warm up. Or you're late for the wedding and now about to blow dry your hair. Or you have just stocked up meat for the cold store and then suddenly, light off. Life just keeps getting paused. But what if your roof, yes, your roof, could keep things running in your homes and businesses? With EcoBank ASAP, you can switch to solar now by getting a loan to buy solar power systems with no upfront cost and easy repayments. Power your life through EcoBank's vetted solar vendors and lower your power bills over time.
Take back your power with EcoBank ASAP. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
These days, some mattresses are being made from all kinds of unsafe materials that are not fit for sleeping surfaces. These materials may be cheap, but they can be harmful to your health. If you haven't slept well, you cannot work and think well, and you are ultimately putting your health at risk, which can cause you a lifetime discomfort and chronic pain. As responsible citizens, we should invest in safe, durable, and certified mattresses. Latex Foam remains the tried and tested brand we all love for almost 60 years now. They offer you unmatched quality and durability for every Ghanaian home. Talk to them on 0302-231-155 in Accra and 03220-29365 in Kumasi for all your inquiries, or walk into any of their outlets nationwide for your preferred choices. Do not settle for less. Go for quality, but Latex Foam, or else you do yourself. Latex Foam, your partner for life.
30 years ago, MTN arrived in Ghana and everything changed. Now, to celebrate 30 years, we are giving back big time. The MTN at 30 promo is here. 9 Toyota Land Cruiser Prados to be won. Over 10 million Ghana cedis in rewards, plus so much more. Connect to your everyday hustle on MTN. Make video calls. Browse the internet for business with family and friends. Connect your home to MTN Fiber. Make that money move on Momo and stay ahead because every move counts. Ghana, let's celebrate 30 years of MTN with the MTN at 30 promo. Use more MTN services, build more points, and win big. Dial *530# or visit the My MTN app for more.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. There's a debate over the operationalization of the tribunals, which will be like a parallel court system, regional tribunals and district tribunals, which is a subject of debate in Parliament. The Trades Union Congress has issued a statement saying that should not happen. Let me speak to Dr. Kwabena Nyako Otu, his Deputy General Secretary of TUC. Doc, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you.
Hope you are doing well.
I'm managing like the rest of Ghanaian workers.
Because you are a comrade, I'm surprised that you don't want comradeship at the judiciary, where there will be 3 people sitting to empanel and adjudicate over matters. Before I hear your reaction properly and view as TUC, I want to hear, and I want my listeners to hear what happened in Parliament today. Minority Leader Alexander Penyomakin is not happy with the state of affairs in relation to this Tribunals Bill 2026, which has been presented before the House. Let's listen to him.
This provision, Mr. Speaker, will bring chaos to the justice delivery system we have in our country. Mr. Speaker, this is populism. We need clarity. Justice must not just be done, must be seen to be done. Mr. Speaker, I remember the famous case of Tagore and Issa Abbas, where the respected Dr. Dominic Ayeni took the matter up at Court of Appeal. These were individuals who were convicted. And at the Court of Appeal, his argument was that a man may not just be convicted because of his own words. That is populism. He argued. He said every element of a crime must be proven. Need evidence of probative value. That was the argument of the respected Dr. Ayeni. It was because we had a clarity, certainty in the law
We had a court of appeal, well properly constituted. Today, you want to have a tribunal? A tribunal. Populism, Choboy justice. Choboy justice. Mr. Speaker, Choboy justice. Where people will be sent and people will be thrown into jail. Mr. Speaker, I will not sit here as a minority leader and allow this provision to stand. I move that this provision be deleted. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
So that's Minority Leader Alexander Penyo-Markin. The Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayine, was in the House of Parliament. He disagreed with the Minority Leader's position on the bill. This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I'll bring you that voice of Dr. Dominic Ayine, Attorney General and Minister for Justice, who spoke earlier in Parliament. Do I have that insert ready? Okay, great. So let's listen to Dr. Dominic Ayine before I come to the TUC.
Some of them have expressed the view that this is an attempt to bring back the tribunals, make it a case of a job for the boys, appoint members affiliated to the current government, that is panel members and chairmen, affiliated to the current government, and then have the members of the opposite party being dragged before the tribunals and then, facing kangaroo justice. I want to assure them that this is a tribunal that is party neutral, all right? That will be, the tribunals, when they are established, will not be targeting any particular political party. They will be fair and transparent in the dispensation of justice.
So that's Dr. Dominic Ayine, his Attorney General. Let's speak now to the TUC. Dr. Kwabena Nyakuoto, what is the position of the TUS on this tribunal? And what's your interest, first of all?
Okay, so our interest as a workers' organization, that the governance of this country affect workers. So we've taken keen interest from day one. We were part of the Consultative Assembly that drew up the Constitution. And in the last 1 year, government set up the Constitution Review Committee. We applauded government for that. We sent a memo to the committee and we appeared before the committee. In fact, in our memo, one of the things we asked the committee to do was to get government to expunge regional tribunals from our constitution, because we thought that it was no longer relevant and that we should rather strengthen the existing court system to be able to deal with all cases. Luckily for us, the Constitution Review Committee accepted our recommendation, and they also recommended to government that regional tribunals be de-established from the Constitution. Now, given the two recommendations, both by the TUC and the CRC, it's surprising to us that even before government makes known its position on the recommendation, it has gone to Parliament to establish or reactivate the tribunal system again. Our position is that, once government began the process of reforming the Constitution through a Constitutional Review Committee, all ambitions and all the things people want to do with our constitutions is subsumed under that larger framework of a Constitutional Review Committee. So luckily for us, the committee didn't take that much long. In less than a year, they have completed a very comprehensive work. We still have some challenges with even some of the recommendations they made. But our expectation was that at least government will publish the full report. Government will then speak out its own position on the recommendations. And then it will form a basis for citizens' engagement, for debate and everything, so that all of us carry the constitutional review process to its logical conclusion. But here we are, you find that bits and pieces of it, or the constitution, is then taken to Parliament in the form of the Citizens' Bill, the Tribunals Bill, to Parliament where citizens and other groups such as the TUC don't have the opportunity to interrogate the issues that are being discussed or being debated. So we find that this is an anomaly. This is not the way we had expected that the process will go. So first of all, we are asking government, please, let's cease fire. Let's hold the process. Let government publish the entire report of the Constitution Review Committee. Let government bring out its own position. Then we can take it from there.
The tribunals were a promise made by the NDC to the people of Ghana through their manifesto for the elections of 2024. They got an overwhelming support from the voters or the Ghanaian public, and that is how come they formed a government. If there was a manifesto promise, which is a contract, they have to execute it, and that's what they are intending to do. And that actually happened even before the Constitution Review Commission was set up. Are you suggesting that they should abandon a promise they made to Ghanaians, which was accepted just because a few people are disgruntled?
I mean, I don't understand when you say a few people are disgruntled.
What I'm saying, I'm using a few people to mean that TUC, no matter your number, you would be smaller than the generality of the population that voted for the NDC's manifesto of 2024.
But you should also remember that even large sections of the TUC membership may have also voted for. And we are talking on behalf of those members who are saying that, in our view, today in Ghana, we don't need a tribunal system.
Why? Why don't you need a tribunal system where you have a chairman who is a judge and two other non-judge members set up a panel, adjudicate matters, they talk about expedited processes of court cases and all of that? You don't think that should happen now? Why?
We don't think so. I mean, a couple of issues. We are all aware of the history of tribunals in this country. And if you look at the current bill itself says that tribunals are a sensitive topic in Ghana. And if that recognition is there, then it must be dealt with even a little bit more sensitively than we are currently doing. So the history is there. But we are also find that the whole process of passing this bill is not in the best interest of the country. The content of the bill, I mean, you talk about a chairman of a tribunal appointed by the president. And you know, in this country, what presidential appointments, the nature of presidential appointment. Already
but
in this constitution,
Supreme Court judges are appointed by the president. That's the.
But you know that is not the only process by which Supreme Court judges get onto the bench. There are other processes that takes place before they get to the bench. We know that in this country, one of the reasons why we said we should change this constitution has to deal with the expansive appointment powers of the presidency. It's one of the things we wanted to do. Then you now have a bill that says that we are now even adding on to that expansive appointment powers. Again, if you check the bill very well, you realize that the chairman must be a lawyer, but he must not be a sitting member of parliament, which then means that he can be a former member of parliament, a former NCE, and a former party chairman. We are concerned about the potential for politicization of the judiciary system. That concern is very clear to us. Then you also have a panel members that are appointed by the Chief Justice, and he does so in consultation with the Regional Coordinating Council. And that Regional Coordinating Council is chaired by a Minister of State or a minister. Again, the possibilities for politicization is there. At the district level, you then also have the Chief Justice appointing panel members in consultation with these assemblies. Charlie, you know what the district assemblies. You know that when government gets the opportunity to appoint, we know the people they appoint. And you see, it may not be the case that today this will happen, but we are drawing up a constitution for the future. We are making laws for the future. And between the two of us, we know how the NPP and the NDC have done appointment whenever they get the opportunity to do so. These are the major concerns.
Okay.
But you should take it from us that we have a constitutional review process. We are encouraging government to allow that process to get to its logical conclusion. And are taking issues well ahead of that constitutional process undermines the integrity of the process. And we think that it is unhelpful, and we must pull the brakes at this point.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. But how far are you willing to push this agenda of yours, Joe? Would go to Parliament? Would you go to the Jubilee House? What's your plan?
We will write to the Speaker of Parliament and also to the President and appeal to them to seize the process as the country reconvenes to engage on the critical matter of public or the judiciary in general.
Thank you so much, Doc, for your time. That's Dr. Kwabena Nyakwotu, his Deputy Secretary General of the Trade Union Congress, TUC. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Hooray! The Weija Children's Hospital is going to be open to the public. This is not an announcement coming from the Ghana Health Service or the Ministry of Health. It is coming from, guess where? The Economic and Organized Crimes Office, EOCO, headed by Raymond Acha. EOCO is announcing to us tonight through a press statement that the Weija Children's Hospital will be open to the public following handover agreement. I want to read that statement for you. It says the Economic and Organized Crimes Office, EOCO, wishes to inform the public that the Weija Children's Hospital will soon be open for public use following a successful agreement brokered between the Ministry of Health and Aweku Construction Limited regarding the immediate handover of the facility. Following a series of engagements facilitated by EOCO, the parties have agreed to proceed with the handover of the hospital to the Ministry of Health to enable the commencement of healthcare services for the benefit of the Ghanaian public. The agreement has been released notwithstanding the existence of outstanding issues relating to the project, including claims by the contractor concerning unpaid sums and concerns raised by the project's financier regarding procurement processes and related matters. In the interest of the public and to ensure that the completed facility begins serving its intended purpose, the parties have agreed that the hospital be handed over and operationalized without further delay. EOCO is pleased that this understanding will pave the way for the commissioning and opening of the hospital, allowing children and families to access much-needed specialized healthcare services. The office wishes to assure the public that its investigations into allegations of procurement breaches, financial impropriety, and other related matters concerning the project remain ongoing. The agreement to hand over and operationalize the hospital does not in any way affect or prejudice the investigations currently being conducted by EOCO. EOCO commends the Ministry of Health and Aweku Construction Limited for placing the national interest first and for their cooperation in reaching this important resolution. The office remains committed to safeguarding public resources, promoting accountability, and ensuring that public infrastructure projects deliver their intended benefits to the people of Ghana. Signed, Head of Corporate Affairs and Public Education Unit for the Executive Director at EOCO. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Hello, good afternoon. I am calling from your bank. We are currently experiencing a system downtime, so we need to secure your account. Please, can you confirm your account number and your login details so we can restore access immediately? Yes, your username and password, just to verify.
Beware of fraudsters. Your bank will never ask for your login details, PIN or password over the phone. Shine your eye. Spot the fraud. Stop the fraud. This message is brought to you by the Ghana Association of Banks.
If you spot the fraud, you go fit to stop the fraud. Make him know that lose God.
Introducing Ghana's leading pay-as-you-copy photocopier leasing company. Lease an A4, A3, heavy-duty or production machine and pay for only the copies made or design your own payment plan. Simple and tietia. That's not all. Incredibly, toners, repairs, maintenance, follow-me printing, centralized tracking all come free of charge. Remember, financial prudence is the name of the game. Folks, forget about the expensive gimmicks and be smart. Join the hundreds of satisfied clients across all the 16 regions and every sector of the economy and save over 60% of your printing costs. Visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244-644048. Be prudent and lease a copier. Terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease is a wholly owned Ghanaian company. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions.
You know that feeling. hospital bill that arrives out of nowhere, a diagnosis you weren't prepared for, a system that seems designed to confuse you, and costs that keep climbing, and the stress of not knowing if you are protected. Eden isn't lost. Eden Care was created to give it back to you. Eden Care is health insurance made for everyday family life. With Eden Care, getting health care is easy and you are backed by a trusted insurance partner with years of experience. No confusing terms, just complete protection for your entire family. Step back into peace. Step into experience you can rely on. Reach out right now at 059-692-1844 and choose Eden Care today. Eden Care is brought to you by Acacia Health Insurance, a member of the Enterprise Group.
Chairman, when should I expect the goods?
But you haven't paid for the last one you owe me.
Oh, we spoke about this. Help a sister out, eh? I will sort you out immediately after I clear this batch.
See, I know how this goes. I'm not ready for that today.
Just this one time. Hey, if I miss this delivery, I'm finished.
You still the beg supplier. When Misika is offering flexible loans, all you need is to sign up as an MTN merchant, dial *171# and follow the prompt. Get a loan and a partner who understands your journey. Misika Day for you.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Yeah, welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. TikToker Camila Al-Hassan jailed 1 year for false claims about Mahama. Story by Rachel Engman on CitiNewsroom.com. It says TikToker Camila Al-Hassan has been sentenced to 1 year in prison by the Accra Circuit Court after pleading guilty to offensive conduct and the publication of false news. The sentence was handed down on Thursday, July 16, after Camila Al-Hassan admitted to publishing videos falsely claiming, without evidence, that President Mahama buried 32 cows as part of rituals to win the 2024 general elections. Speaking after the ruling, her lawyer, Kojo Jemfi Bonsu, said the court struck out the charge of electronic abuse, holding that it did not have the legal authority to determine that offense. However, the court convicted Camila on the count of offensive conduct and imposed a 1 year custodial sentence. According to the lawyer, the defense appealed for a lighter punishment, but the court indicated that the growing prevalence of such offenses required a sentence that would discourage similar conduct. The widely circulated video led to her arrest and prosecution by the Ghana Police Service. Before sentencing, the court had ordered pregnancy tests during an earlier hearing. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We still have Talkback coming later, where I'll be reading your messages which you've been sending to us. But now it's time for business on Eyewitness News, and Nashika Caesar is sitting before me. Nerissa, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Umar Sanda.
What are the major stories you're looking up in the business news today?
Tonight, the Securities and Exchange Commission is cautioning the public against Yebit's exchange and bond chart investment schemes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Please tell us more.
Right. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has warned the public against investing with Yebit's exchange and bond charts, describing the two platforms as suspected fraudulent investment schemes. The regulator says preliminary intelligence indicates that both entities are soliciting investments and from members of the public despite not being licensed to operate within Ghana's capital market. In a public notice, the SEC urged prospective investors to verify the licensing status of any entity offering investment or trading services before committing funds. It also cautioned the public against schemes that promise unusually high or guaranteed returns, warning that such offers are often associated with fraudulent investment operations. Moving on, government has underscored the need to reduce Ghana's dependence on imported petroleum products, warning that renewed geopolitical tensions continue to expose the country's vulnerability to disruptions in the global oil supply chains. Speaking on behalf of President John Dramani Mahama at the Ghana International Petroleum Conference, the Minister of Energy and Green Transition, John Attah-Mensah highlighted the operations of the Central Oil Refinery and the Tama Oil Refinery as key initiatives aimed at strengthening Ghana's domestic refining capacity.
We are not through that period yet. The conflict has reenacted. And during that period, President Mahama at the cabinet meeting gave us express instructions. His instructions was that we cannot continue to import finished products, and that as a country, we should take steps to ensure that we process our own crude oil. And so we took his marching orders, and I'm happy to announce that quite recently, one of our oil refineries took about 1 million barrels from the Jubilee field and is processing that to fuel for us. I'm also happy to announce that today, our own Tama Oil Refinery is taking another 1 million barrels from our own fields to process. That, for me, tells you what leadership can. Because when we assumed office, Tama Oil Refinery was being given out. It was being given out for $22 million. The refinery had not published its financials for 9 years. Today, I can report to you that not only have we published all the financials for the years, the refinery is making profit way in excess of the $22 million.
That was the Minister of Energy and Green Transition, John Attah-Mensah, speaking at the same program. The Chief Executive of the National Petroleum Authority, Godwin Edudzi-Tamaklu, stressed the need to build a resilient downstream petroleum sector capable of withstanding external shocks amid growing uncertainty in the global energy markets.
The challenges before us is not simply to adopt, is to build a downstream petroleum industry that is resilient enough to withstand external shocks, innovative enough to embrace emerging technologies, and attractive enough to mobilize investment required for growth. This year's theme, building a resilient downstream policy, innovation, and investment could not be more timely or relevant.
That was the Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority, Godwin Edudzi-Tamaklu, speaking there. Now, the Bank of Ghana says the conversion of rural banks into community banks is to expand financial inclusion and improve access to credit for informal businesses. It maintains that the reform provides meaningful support, particularly for traders and other financially excluded segments of the economy. The Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, at the commemoration of 50 years of rural banking in Ghana, explained that the central bank will continue to roll out measures that address structural gaps in financial intermediation by extending the mandate of community-based banking institutions to better serve rapidly urbanizing communities.
There are households in Accra right here. Households that can see a bank tower from their front door. They can see a bank tower, but they have never had a loan from it. Mobile money, fintech, and digital services have widened access enormously, and we should say so. But access is not the same as service, which is why you should not be surprised when you meet the East Legon Community Bank or the Cantonment's Community Bank, or better still, the Airport Hills Community Bank. And before anyone asks, no, East Legon is not short of bank branches. It is short of banks that will lend to the woman who trades there, right there, or the artisan, the carpenter who works right there, and of course, the young business that has just opened its doors right there. And let me emphasize, banking must reach people where they live, where they work, and where they build.
That was Dr. Johnson Isiama, who is Governor of the Bank of Ghana. Away from that, Ghanaian consumers continue to express frustration over the quality of telecommunication services as persistent consumer rights violations remain largely unresolved A recent report by CAT International identifies frequent drop calls, slow internet speeds, unauthorized airtime deductions, and other consumer rights breaches as some of the key concerns affecting telecom users. But just how severe is the situation, and how does Ghana compare with other African countries in the sub-region? We have more. The concerns from consumers range from receiving SMS messages falsely claiming lottery wins, resulting in unauthorized deductions from customers' SIM card balance, to widespread sale of pre-registered SIM and activated SIM cards. Others include international inbound calls appearing as local calls perpetrated by fraudsters, as well as deductions from subscribers' credit balance. Complaints about unsolicited text messages, hidden subscriptions, and high cost of internet data, poor connectivity, and poor quality of calls, as well as complaints about data bundle expiration. A comparative analysis shows that internet access costs in Ghana remain relatively high compared to its African peers. According to the Affordability Drivers Index, Ghana scored 64.66, positioning it above some West African countries such as Burkina Faso with 46.66, Liberia with 29.76, Sierra Leone with 26.81, and Niger's 35.86, below Nigeria's 68.71. Other regional counterparts, including Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, and Mali, recorded varying scores. Additionally, Ghana ranked 3rd out of 48 sub-Saharan African nations and 73rd globally out of 200 countries in the Telecommunications Risk and Reward Index, further highlighting its position in the region's telecommunications landscape. That was a Business Desk report, and that's it for City Business News on Eyewitness News. Do visit citynewsroom.com for more business-related news. I'm Nashika Caesar. Sanda, back to you.
Thank you so much, Nashika Caesar, from the City Business Desk, bringing us the latest in the world of business. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Accra. I am Umaru Sandamadu, bringing you Eyewitness News. After this, I will be bringing you Talk Back. Please stay with us.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Charlie, notifications. Oh, hey, you make hot pass.
Charlie, some small momo loan where I take. Deadline be last week. Then no, they allow me breathe.
You why you for breathe?
Hey, guy, we can't talk that.
You they go take money. Time catch. You know they won't pay back. Huh? You know say no they end with you, right? You pay back, the next person self get chance. Somebody will really they need them.
I never see him like that before. Make I do him now. And done.
That's how it's supposed to be. You be the dog.
Yeah, I mean that.
Responsible borrowing be the real flexo for today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. Borrow, sort and pay back. No more day.
Looking for engineering excellence you can trust?
Welcome to Left Signature Limited, driving progress through technology and engineering excellence.
From expert electrical engineering design, installation, power systems, renewable energy, automation and control,
to reliable data center and managed services, power infrastructure, network connectivity, server virtualization, cloud integration and data security,
and cutting-edge software development, custom business applications, web and mobile apps, cloud and DevOps solutions.
Integrity, safety, accountability, teamwork. That's the Left Signature promise.
And now, introducing the Left Power app.
Request for our services anytime, anywhere. Available on the Play Store, App Store, and on the web.
Ready to power your success?
Choose Left Signature Limited. Visit www.leftsignature.com.
Call +233 256 111 811.
Left Signature Limited. Engineering excellence for a connected future.
Everybody they sell, but your shop they empty.
Where's my report?
Bro, month no end yet too. But see, your pocket stop they take. Another emergency for the house.
Come and get ideas. Ideas go kill them.
Another idea, another mark time. No capital to start. For some people, this silence no be peaceful. It be money matter.
With bills, there's no need for silence. From my emergency loans to salary loans to working capital loans and startup loans, Bills has you covered.
Apply with your Ghana card today. Call 0596 920 833 or 0302 200 390. Bills, financing your needs. T's and C's apply.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Yeah, welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM, broadcasting across Ghana on a number of affiliate stations, including Savannah Region's Kasha 95.9 FM, Volta Region's Salah Radio 97.1, Holy 98.5 FM, in Ashanti Region on Focus 94.3 FM, on Orange 107.9 FM, in the Western Region on Beach 105.5 FM and Sky 93.5 FM, in Northeast Region on Nobia 98.1 FM, on Radio Jimbali 107.3 FM, in the Northern Region on North Star Radio 92.1, and in the Upper East Region on Raycast 92.1 FM, Mike 105.3 FM and Bolga 102.7 FM, and in Tumpani on Tumpani Radio 88.5 in the Upper West Region. The show is also live on YouTube and a number of platforms as we stream them for you. It's now time to put the microphone in your hands in the segment we call Talk Back. Talk Back is brought to you by Avle's Lease Equipment Limited. Avle's Lease affordable document management solutions, and I've been joined by Fred Teti-Jabano to help with Talkback. Fred, you're welcome.
Thank you, Mario.
Before we take the messages from WhatsApp, I just want to read a few that have come through from okay, you start off for us from WhatsApp.
So Anafeneku says, Umaru, the minority leader Fenyo Makin often speaks very loudly in Parliament. I respectfully wonder why he chooses that approach. Calm and measured discourse better reflects the dignity of the House. Delanyo Agbe from Pediasi says, the NDC has not been fair to their grassroots members in terms of opportunity creation. This must change for the better ahead of the 2028 elections. We have Paul Aka for Ahafomem. He says, Umaru, rightful thinking Ghanaians would like to know why prosecuting and jailing an innocent lady who was only echoing what a man has said with regards to the 32 cows sacrificed to pave way for the party to win power, and what sacrificed for a party to win power. What has she really done? A harmless question, though. This is from Paul. Then you have Wills Yoga. Wills Yoga is from the Volta region. He says, good evening, Mr. Omaro Sanda. Supporting the jailing of the TikToker who insulted President John Mahama is crucial. This action reinforces accountability and serves as a deterrent against those who misuse social media to disrespect leaders and elders. Respecting authority is vital for maintaining societal harmony, and strict measures would discourage further derogatory behavior online.
Okay, let me take the next message from Richard in Amasaman, and he says, Camilla has been jailed for 1 year. Camilla intentionally poured unprintable insults on the president and his wife, threatening the president and the wife with death. Richard in Amasaman sending that message. This one's from Jack Nabango in Upper East. He says, what is the NDC man saying? It is the same people, when people go against the party and we are punishing them, they will come in and say it's not right. What Kennedy Japan is doing, if it was the NDC, they would have expelled him long ago. We are not using the same party rules. He should mind his party problems and the failure of his government. That's in relation to the Mustafa Bande interview, which happened earlier on the show. This one says, TUC leaders cannot be speaking in the tone of the NPP. They have organized press conferences without pointing out a single negative on the tribunal system of adjudication. United States practices the same system and cases don't pile for years. That's Angelo Kojo Fiagbe sending that message, and he says, I should extend my greetings to his godfather, Comrade Mustafa Agbande. Okay, he has left the studio now. John Kekeli Bansa says, good evening, Sanda. A TikToker jailed for a year over claims about the president. Meanwhile, Akufo-Addo endured relentless mockery, memes, and insults throughout his tenure, and no one saw a courtroom for it. What changed? Not the law, the tolerance for dissent. This administration campaigned on free expression, yet its courts now criminalize satire and social media rants with a speed the previous government never matched. A judiciary that applies the law selectively isn't upholding order, it's protecting egos. Ghana cannot claim democratic maturity while jailing comedians for jokes leaders once shrugged off. Oh, wow. That's a lot of English you have written this. You better you're writing like that from Abutia. John Kekeli Bansa. Fred.
Baba Chairman from Tamale says the MPP must not just annul the election in those constituencies that defy the party's orders by going ahead to conduct elections, but must equally sanction all those involved. This is from Baba Chairman in Tamale.
Mike in Ogbojo, he says, Ogbojo in Accra, he says, Chairman Wontumi may have to pull the brakes and reflect on the harm he may cause the party by rushing to be a national leader. The Exim Bank issue is a matter of conscience, and MPP may have to profile their prospective candidate for national elections through the lens of probity and integrity. Otherwise, Fred.
Kobe Brasha from Wa in the Upper West region says, good evening. Please ask Mustafa Agbande why they refuse to answer calls after they have been voted into office.
Oh, but Mustafa said that he has been doing grassroots things. He's been talking to everybody. He's been going everywhere. Right? He's saying that he doesn't pick up. I wish he was around so that I'll ask him about this.
You have Adams from Daboya. He says, good evening, Umar. Wonderful communication. Mustafa Agbande, I truly admire your genuineness and sincerity. Keep up the excellent work. The sky is the limit, and I pray that Allah continues to guide and bless you with greater success. And we have Spikey from La Paz. He says, they don't know the tribunal court system is a provision in the 1992 Constitution. This is a question to the TUC.
Let's hear from Jacob Akazusa in Pusiga in the Upper East region. And he says, I enjoy listening to Mustafa Agbande. Although I'm an MPP person, I wish the NDC retains him if he seeks re-election. He is a solid guy. Regarding the ending of the interview, Maru, what he told you was neither a threat nor a warning, but just a caution. Dealing with the grassroots has nothing to do with book long or formal education. They operate on their own principles. Okay, that's fine. I hear. Thank you very much.
Jonah Carter in Osino, he says, in fact, GFK is a threat in the MPP.
Oh.
And he's only interested in himself. He should be sacked instead of them going after Kennedy, Japan. And this is someone who is not happy with the General Secretary of the MPP.
He will suspend you. You should send a letter and suspend you.
We have Meshach Asante in Amasaman. He says, I'm very happy and excited the TikToker Kamela Hassan has been jailed for 1 year in prison. It would serve as a deterrent to others who think there is no law in Ghana. We should know that democracy and free speech has its limitation. Greeting to Honorable Chachu, incoming Amasaman Constituency Chairman for the NDC, and JJ, incoming Amasaman Constituency Secretary for NDC.
Fred, the issue of the TikToker, so of course the Constitution guarantees free speech, but it also gives us some responsibilities that come with free speech, right? Now, if you go to make a claim in the manner that she made it, and she's put before a court, and she cannot prove it, then I guess that she had this coming, and she got what she deserved after what she said. Now, the thing is that if she was not put through the court and the court tried her and found her guilty, I would have been on her side to say that free speech and all of that. But you see, free speech has limitations. The media freedom is guaranteed in the Constitution. Social media has made it easier now for everybody to talk. You and I, before we switch on the microphone, we think of what we want to say. People have ring light and a phone, and they think that they're also doing journalism, and so they can say anything they want. It's fine. But until you are arrested, you will not know that the laws work. You may say things that would go... I mean, we as a media house, when we do or report stories that are not right, we do withdraw some of them sometimes and apologize. There are instances where we have gone to court because of publications we made. Someone has gone to sue us. But here is the case. You have a faceless individual goes on social media and assaults persons verbally and all of that. It is not right. And if the court has held that, for me, I think that there's nothing wrong with it.
Yes, I mean, people should be responsible for what they say. And if you believe in what you say, and you say it and it lands you in trouble, you need to face the law for it.
Yeah.
But I think the concern people have is the comments the lady made. Are they concerns or comments which are criminal, or are they comments which should be taken on a defamatory as a defamatory
so it should
case?
Be a civil suit,
instead of a criminal suit. That's the concern people have.
Okay.
That they don't believe that this is a criminal case. If she has said something which the other party does not agree with, the person should take it on, go to the court and go and file a
not
case.
Invite the police.
Not invite the police. But the police also believes that some of these things also cause some concerns within the public. And the issue is that her comments could get someone else to come and attack something, and it may cause any other
thing.
So
if you look at the Act 29, there are very strange things there. Until you read it, you will not see. There are some things we take for granted, but if you look at Act 29, they are in there. And for me, the fact that the court upheld it until it is overturned by a superior court, I would say that justice has been done, unless, of course, it's overturned subsequently. And the judge said that she was, I don't know if it was a he or a she, said that the rampant or the recent
serve as a deterrent
because of what we've been seeing lately. But anyway, let's leave it here. Thank you. That's Fred Jabano helping us with Talkback, which is brought to you by Vales Lease. Affordable document management solutions. I'm Umar Sandamado, produced by Sami Wiafi, Julian Odami Asari, Beverly London, Kobna Wilson, Fred Jabano, and technical support from Emmanuel Lati, new media support from Edwin Kwakofi and the new media team. We'll return tomorrow at 1700 GMT with Eyewitness News. Please stay with 97.3 Citi FM, relevant radio, always.
City News, we speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302-224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.